Rabbit, rabbit. Happy August, everyone. The last official month of summer, or at least what I think of as the last month of summer. I certainly hope you can have a great time and really make the most of it. So as you may know, I do these rabbit, rabbit videos on the first of each month. When I was a kid, my friends and I thought that if we said rabbit, rabbit the first thing out of our mouths on the first day of the month, that was good luck. So the goal of these videos is to give you some nuts and bolts information to help you as professional women make wise financial decisions. And I do believe luck is great, but hey, if you can make some wise financial decisions along the way, it will certainly stand you in good stead and is a way to take more agency over your future. So yesterday, I read an article about how most Americans underestimate the amount of money they will need in retirement. They do this retirement confidence survey periodically, and they actually interviewed current retirees, so people who've already stopped working and are now living off of what they've saved throughout their lifetimes. And nearly half of them said that they had the amount of money they thought they'd be spending year to year turned out to be too low. They're spending more. And a really good chunk of people, it was like 44%, said that medical costs, healthcare expenses, were higher than they expected. Only 8% of people said the amount of money they thought they were going to need was actually high. So it's really a challenge, right, to try to know what life is going to look like in the future. And yet, when people ask me, what do I need to save for retirement? That's the first question I ask them back. Well, what do you think your lifestyle will cost when you're in retirement? What is it going to cost you to live? So here's one way to think about it. Do you usually spend more money on a Tuesday or a Saturday? And if you go for a traditional retirement where you're no longer working, every day is kind of like a Saturday. There are a lot of folks researching retirement, and one of the theories that I've seen, or the kind of statistics I've seen, is the retirement smile. So it's actually a chart when you think about a time series of spending over the years of retirement. And what they've shown is that a lot of people, when they first retire, they have all this pent-up energy and desire to travel and do things and take on new habits, new hobbies, and that costs money. So they end up spending more in the beginning years of retirement, which might be called the go-go years. Then you get into the slow-go years as the retirement smile spending curve goes down a bit. Maybe you're not feeling as healthy. Maybe you're, just wanting to stay around home and do things that are less expensive. No more trips around the world. Those are the slow-go years. So we go from the go-go years to the slow-go, and then perhaps the no-go years, where spending actually increases, but not on things you want it to be on, right? Healthcare and medical expenses and perhaps long-term care. So the retirement smile has been documented. It is a real thing. The conservative route is to overestimate how much money you'll need in retirement. And obviously, whenever we're projecting in the future, we're making guesses. But it's much better to make some guesses and perhaps be wrong, but at least have some ideas. Some of the reasons why we don't know what we'll need in retirement is number one, of course, we don't know how long we're going to need money. We don't know how long we'll be around. And also inflation, right? The cost of living does go up year by year, and in recent years it has been quite low. But I know a lot of you remember the 1970s. I was a kid, but I certainly remember. Inflation was really high back then, and that can take a huge bite out of your retirement savings if just the basic cost of living year by year goes up by a ton. Then that can cause some trouble. So my advice to you is to start to think about it. Start to think about, okay, what might life cost when I retire? Even if you don't plan to retire completely, if you plan to have some streams of income that continue, that's great. But think about, what do you want to do? What might it cost? And then add a big old fudge factor for the things that we don't know. Rabbit, rabbit, best of luck to you. Have a great month, and I hope to see you soon.